I am wearing something that feels so delicious. I can't even describe the texture and the weight of this lovely piece. This garment is made by Elise, and she's joining us now. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. How did you start Martindale Clothing?
Oh gosh. Well, it all started in COVID, as
Okay.
many things do. I was working in corporate, and as COVID happened, I started doing a lot of research around how fashion was made, how clothing was made, and the ethics around it. And I realized just how much clothing was made overseas and in factories where the safety and the living wages was not a major priority for the manufacturers. And so I started shopping only with ethical and sustainable brands.
Wow.
But that really limited what I could buy. And I realized after a little while, I was like, man, there's so few brands that make really beautiful things but really care about the ethics around the manufacturing. So then I realized I had to do it myself. And so that's how Martindale was born.
Absolutely amazing. And what's nice too is that after you have styled, you know, if you want to change up your style or something like that, you're taking the garments and then you're like donating some of those things.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is a sustainable brand, and that's what really matters to you most.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize 40% of new items that are manufactured across the board are donated or end up in a landfill within 8 months. So there's just a huge amount of waste in the industry.
Wasteful.
And so I'm trying to figure out, how do I make pieces where people can wear them for decades, not just days? And then also, if there are leftover items, how can I partner with women in children's shelters or anyone in need to give those pieces a second life if I wasn't able to sell them? So that's the goal and where I want to be with the brand.
Well, as someone that's been wearing clothing for a really long time, what I like the best is like the quality of how it's manufactured. It's like an art. I feel like I'm wearing art. I really do, Elise. I feel like I'm wearing an art piece. So you didn't enjoy, obviously, seeing children or people working in factories for low wages, and so you just decided to start a whole entire new clothing line. Left your corporate job and like, boom, you went for it.
Yeah, I left my corporate job and I found a wonderful sewing room in Manhattan, which I'm super proud of. They make extremely high quality items. I work with a pattern maker to create the designs, and so everything's very highly tailored, very high quality. I also produce in very small batches.
Yes.
And the idea with that is to be able to sell every piece if possible, and then obviously donate those that aren't sold. And what I found is that because I make in very small batches, my husband, who's also my business partner, he and I are able to quality check every single item that comes from the sewing room and just ensure that it's as perfect as possible. And that's been something that's really special. And I love that that's the part of the brand. So the goal is really small batch production, ensuring every piece really stays in someone's life for hopefully decades, not just days.
And your background wasn't even in the garment industry.
No.
It's fabulous what you've done. And it was cute too, because like there's like this little cute, like there's all these like little cute details, right? There's like this little like pocket.
It fits a cell phone and a credit card for the night out on the town.
Right, exactly. It's like, it's functional art that people are able to wear. So you're selling these in some boutiques, but also online. Somebody could find you online and like custom size. They send measurements, or so that you know which jacket to send them?
Yeah.
Or like
So
what sizes do they come in?
Yep, there's sizes 2 through 12. The measurements are all online. They are very tailored, so I say if you want to layer, definitely size up.
Okay.
But the goal is to make them, to really make you feel good in the clothing and also look good, because you know it's made by individuals who are being paid a living wage and are working in a really safe environment.
Has an elegant look to it too. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, could be like red carpet worthy.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's always nice to have something that you could wear out with friends, like you said, a date night or something like that, and then wear out to some really fancy, nice event.
Yes.
You know, even it almost feels like it's sometimes you could even do bridal. You know, like it's a big thing now where people are like wearing the gown for the ceremony, and then somewhere around like 8:30 at night at the reception, they're like decking it out in a whole new way.
Yeah.
But I thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
What's one thing that you did right when you started a company? What was a good first step in case somebody else wants to follow in your footsteps?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. I was extremely picky about the fabrics and where the fabrics are coming from. And so the majority of my fabrics are either from Australia or from Europe. And then I use a lot of dead stock. And dead stock fabric is basically these huge brands, Balenciaga or Prada, right? They are buying hundreds of thousands of yards of fabric. and then they're left with maybe 200 or 500 yards that they can't really do much with. Well, dead stock is when they resell that, and so you get really high quality, beautiful things that don't end up in a landfill.
Brilliant.
But have still the wonderful quality that you want in a high quality piece. So,
what has been the reaction from your hometown? Because I know you're not living currently in Manhattan.
They've
so when you
been-
started this
yes.
luxury, really nice, outerwear line, what did they say?
Well, so many people have been so wonderfully supportive, but also I love it because they're like, it's just not my style, which is 100% understandable. Boise is very outdoorsy and like hiking gear, and that's not really my vibe, which is absolutely okay. But they are extremely supportive of my business and just the fact that I really want to help people consume consciously and be thoughtful about what they're wearing and what they're purchasing. So.
I think these would look good with hiking boots. I'll wear mine with a pair of hiking boots. I'll show you how to style it up,
Okay,
and then you can
thank
show
you.
your friends.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you, Elise.
nice to meet you,
Truly,
too.
nice to meet you. Stay tuned for more. We're living it up right here. And like I said, I wish there was like a way that you could like touch this jacket. It's like really, really nice. Be well, and thanks for watching.